Text appears on a green screen with the Life Without Barriers logo at the bottom. Hear my voice. Life Without Barriers thank the young people whose voices feature in this video. May your voices be heard as you share your experiences of education and school. The Acknowledgement of Country graphic reads, Life Without Barriers acknowledges Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples as the traditional owners and custodians of this country and their connection to land, water and community. We pay respect to them, their cultures and customs, and to their elders past, present and emerging. We believe that reconciliation must live in the hearts and minds of all Australians. We are committed to an ongoing journey towards truth-telling and reconciliation. We recognise and value the contribution of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander employees, carers, people we support, peak bodies, organisations, their leaders and communities across Australia as we continue our reconciliation journey together. There is an Aboriginal artwork called Empowered Voices, created by Keisha Leon, Lisa Sorby-Martin and Gillenbar. Text on a pink screen says, Experiences of school as a young person in out-of-home care. What is working well or has worked well at school? A boy and girl are sitting on a sofa at home, enthusiastically playing a video game together. The girl says,
What I find has been working well is when the teachers go around and give you one-on-one time, especially with my education journey, not starting school until I was 9 years of age, making sure I understand all my learning areas. If I had any difficulties, they'll be there to assist me and help me out.
A boy and girl are sitting at a kitchen bench at home, writing notes and studying a book. The boy says,
The teachers are doing good. I have been learning great, I guess. I guess I do have some strong connections with some of the teachers. Yep.
3 high school students are sitting on the sideline of a basketball court, watching a game. The boy sitting between the 2 girls says,
Youth workers, they'd help me with my homework, like, oh yeah, you should probably get this done, or like, do this, oh, do you need help with anything, or whatever, or just ask me how I am. That really helped me through those times.
Text on an orange screen says, Experiences of school as a young person in out-of-home care. How do you learn best? 2 teenage boys sit outside a fish and chip shop during the day, eating chips and drinking soda. One boy says,
The most classes I ever was able to learn something in was teachers that had free creative will, instead of teachers that followed the textbooks.
2 teenage boys and a girl are sitting on the edge of a skate park with their skateboards, watching fellow skaters. One boy says,
I reckon like mainly listening to music will help me focus more and help me get through the day.
We are back at the basketball court. The boy says,
Most of the teachers are very good at explaining things, and some of them I know quite personally, just because I've had them through quite a few classes. So like, they kind of can tailor things to me. So some of them know about like some of my hobbies that I have, so they'll try to lean different aspects of the thing we're learning about into that.
A female carer and a young boy are sitting at a bus stop, waiting for a bus. The carer asks the boy a question.
How do you learn best? By being told something, by listening, by doing it?
By doing
yourself. Yeah, cool.
Text on a blue screen says, Experiences of school as a young person in out-of-home care. What would you improve at school? We jump to the skate park. One boy says,
Instead of just giving everybody the same thing and telling them the same thing, if certain people are falling behind for like whatever reason, trying to tailor things towards them, even if you don't really know them, get to know them a bit more and just tailor stuff.
We are now at the fish and chip shop. The boy and teacher say,
I remember having a couple of teachers back at my old high school, and they were the most supportive people I ever had in the entire school, and I think there was only 3 of them.
What did those 3 teachers do that were different to all of the other ones?
They had experience. Okay. They understood that we're still growing, that we need to at least be still treated like kids, but have the acknowledgement of us turning into adults.
Returning to the bus stop scene, the carer asks the boy a series of questions.
What do you find hard? The teachers. And what about the teachers that make school hard?
The teachers that angry at me more than others.
They get angry at you more than others. And what's that feel like?
and that might be something like that I did more.
Oh, like they like the other kids more.
Mm.
That's not very nice. Can you think of any ways that could help the teachers learn?
More understanding.
Be more understanding? Yeah.
And more trusted.
More patient? Yeah, that's a good idea.
Text on a green screen says, experiences of school as a young person in out-of-home care. When you get extra support at school, how do you feel? We return to the video game scene. The girl says,
It makes me feel like I'm more cared for and I am being heard with my opinion and not feeling left out. I know sometimes I have sat there trying to ask for help, but I've always been left out as the dumb one because I was not in school for long enough.
we see the two kids in the kitchen again. The boy says,
If they just kind of threw me in the deep end, I don't think I would have improved as quickly as I did.
text on a deep yellow screen says, experiences of school as a young person in out-of-home care. What do others need to know about living in out-of-home care? We are back at the basketball court. The girl to the right says,
It's like if you tell somebody my story and I mention how I didn't start school until I was 9 years of age, people would give a look like, why wasn't she in school? Until you actually explain why you weren't in school, people would change their attitude. And I find that it feels a bit upsetting in a way because people judge you just because you haven't told your whole story. People think, oh, this is all I need to hear. You need to listen to the full story and don't judge a book by its cover.
we are now at the fish and chip shop. The boy says,
Just not to treat me like an outcast. Just because a document says that I'm in care, it makes me different. It makes me different from other kids that aren't in care, which could have other lives as well. It's unfair.
we see the two kids in the kitchen again. The boy says,
I just want everyone to treat me just like everyone else. I don't want to be treated differently. I just want to go across the same path as everybody else, you know?
text on a red screen says, experiences of school as a young person in out-of-home care. Any advice? We jump to the skate park. The girl and boy say,
You have to try to be inclusive, but not to the extent where people will say, oh, she's that dumb. We need child safety and the education department to work with schools more and do care team meetings more often.
It's like when you're like in a factory, right? The school system's a factory, the kids are the receiver of the product. If the product sucks, the receiver of the product has to tell the factory that so they can make it better.
Like I've always said, you don't judge a book by its cover, and you don't judge us by our background stories on our files. We're not just some person, we're not just some kid. We are still people who deserve to be loved and feel safe, and we're still all the same, whether we're getting care or not.
You're meant to really value a person off who they are, not what they are, you know?
the end credits on a green screen with the Life Without Barriers logo underneath reads, thank you to our voices, Jazz, Jordan, Lucas, Malachi, Mitchell and Wraith.